a harsh and unforgiving land, a land without justice, a family's fate turned on one man. Vengeance, hate, survival of the clan, one man for our story, his stand for glory.
Troubled soul in misery, in fear of becoming lost. He sees his uncle Miko betrayed. He sees what it is to be afraid. Do what must be done. Be what you want to see done. If you're not a leader, you're nothing.
He is eager for war and blood, and greedy for glory. Can't forgive or forget, but he longs to end the cycle of regret. Born with blood in his eyes, born with blood in his eyes, born with blood in his eyes. This land without justice, I will bring it justice. The story of a family, the story of a family. This land without justice, family. I will bring it justice. If you're not a hero, if you're not a hero, the story of a family. If you're not a hero, the story of a family. This land without justice, family. I will bring it justice. If you're not a hero, this land without justice, I will bring it justice. He started in a village among the crags and hills, a tribal land on a ridge of vengeance and strong will, forgotten by progress, oppressed by hate. But he saw success, that he could become great. We have a world to win, we have a world to win, we have a world to win. 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 When he was just a student, he answered the call. Put aside what's prudent and give it your all. He fought for freedom, though it turned out wrong. All the men would be done, it made him be strong. I was born with blood on my eyes. Blood was my first word. First world to win. First world to win. Born with blood on my eyes. We have a world to win. We have a world to win. We have a world to win. I know there are lands where life is carefree. People work and lend hands and let others be. But not in Montenegro, repressed and bleak. Generations of tribal war beneath the Black Peak. We have a world to win. 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 If you freed him from this prison, if he was a new man, we'd blaze a world in his vision, bigger than now we can. Far better than today, a new society. filled with sacred dreams instead of blood and children's screams. I was born with blood on my eyes. Blood was my first word, first sound, first thought, born with blood on my eyes. We have a world to win. 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 I was born with blood on my eyes. We have a world to win. We have a world to win. First word. We have a world to win. First sound. First thought. Born with blood on my eyes. We have a world to win. 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 We have a world to win.
Tell me I can live the life I dream of, but all you give is not what I need. I can hear his voice, though I try, don't see a choice that's not a lie.
You on your toes to feel the sand and foam with the Ben or Iro or Steve. You won't find that asleep at home. You gotta find a new way to grieve. You dream of a guy who has rose petals up his sleeve. You're not on course, though it seems unfair. You gotta find a new way to grieve. Look yourself in the mirror, here, borrow mine. Are you dead or dying right there on the vine? A dozen years filled with ballroom dances and kisses on New Year's Eve. Will you take your chances? You gotta find a new way to grieve. Leave behind your fears, say goodbye to your past. Wipe away those tears and go off half-assed. You dream of a guy who has rose petals up his sleeve. You're not on course, though it seems unfair. You gotta find a new way to grieve. Find a new way, find a new way. Find a new way, find a new way. Find a new way, find a new way to grieve. Yeah.
No amount of getting ready leaves me feeling steady. It's all fear and anxiety.
Welcome. So just so you know, this is completely an experiment, which I don't know how well it's going to work. We have a couple people on already, and I believe that if you comment, I should be able to see it in real time. So we'll see how that works. I'd love to know, volume levels and things like that as you go along, as well as if you want to just comment and say who's there and who's watching. Obviously, it's optional. My name is Richard Cari Ford. I am a composer, a lyricist, an author, and coach, and lots of other things, as we all are in this day and age. Also a dad and husband and neighbor. So one of the things that I'm trying to accomplish with this, so my intention is to, start sharing my music in a way where people can find it and people can access it, but also to give me that feedback as an artist as I go along. And I'm also attempting to learn some new technologies. The need to be able to do a webcam and play with the various technologies is important. The big challenge with this is very much that aspect of putting music playback with vocal, with being able to speak at the same time. So we'll play with that. Hopefully it'll work. Definitely tell me if you can't hear something, so that I know and can adjust volumes. I have theoretically a lot of control in how I adjust the volumes and stuff. So you might have joined in time to hear a few minutes of music beforehand. Some of that we'll be repeating again and talking about. I want to start with what I'm gonna share with you. I've got 3 musicals that I'm gonna share a little bit of excerpts from. One of which I started in about 2014, and that's called The Prisoner, and I'll go into more detail about each of them in just a minute. And then the next one, which I started in 2019, is called The Boy in the Boat, and that's based on our experiences with our community in Hurricane Harvey, from 2017. And then the final of 3 musicals is called Rockstar Widow, which is really about a woman who finds a new way to live while grieving, and it's based on a book by Paulette Cranjack, which is a great book on techniques and exercises and things to do when you're faced with overwhelming grief to help you get your life back. So I won't go into a lot of detail about the stories, but a little bit. But that is available on Amazon. You can check that book out too. When this posts, I will put I'll put some links in the chat. And then I'll share a couple of singer-songwriter songs that I've been working on for a while that are going on an album that is going to be out this spring. I'm really enjoying that as well. It's kind of nice to be untethered from the demands of a musical when writing. So I'll share some of that too. And then we'll see how we're doing on time and who's here and commenting. If you all stop commenting, I will probably at some point stop talking because there's a limit to how much I want to just sit here and talk to myself. Without further ado, then let's get into some of the pieces. So this first piece is called "The Prisoner," and it was inspired by the idea. Actually, came from my wife, and it was inspired by a dissident in communist Yugoslavia last century. And so what was interesting about this is it was the first really high-ranking communist official to come out against a communist regime. So he was the vice president and Grand Marshal Tito's right hand in Yugoslavia when it was a unified country. But he felt like instead of the ideals of communism, which is what he fought for against everybody from the monarchists to the Nazis to the Russian communists, he felt like those ideals, what he actually fought for, were
being betrayed, and that ultimately the government was just making itself a new aristocracy, a new class. And when he started speaking out about it and then writing about it, that was not particularly popular with his peers or with Tito, and he ended up being imprisoned. What's interesting is he's one of the only people we can kind of track who was imprisoned but not killed, and some of that was probably due to his popularity and to his connections to the West. His books were primarily published in the West at the time, and that was a really big deal. So he was not killed, and he ended up living quite a long time. That's some stories for another day, but he's a really fascinating character. But what drew me to it, I think, was this idea of writing even though nobody may ever see it, and continuing to write. Really good friend of mine who's a fantastic librettist and lyricist named Sammy Buck, commented, he's like, oh, it's kind of like you. You keep writing and writing and writing with no guarantee that anybody's ever going to hear it. So there's a me in the story from that standpoint. But Gilas's story is really interesting because he does keep writing. And there's a romance, there's a dramatic escape. There's some neat elements in it. But let's hear this first song. One of the books that he wrote was Land Without Justice, talking about Yugoslavia and Montenegro and the kind of world he grew up in. And so that inspired this song, which hopefully you'll be able to hear when I click play. So here we go. Experiment number 1.
In a harsh and unforgiving land, a land without justice, a family's fate turned on one man. Vengeance, hate, survival of the clan. One man for our story, his stand for glory.
Troubled soul in misery, in fear of becoming lost. He sees his uncle Miko betrayed. He sees what it is to be afraid. Do what must be done. Be what you want to see done. If you're not a leader, you're nothing.
He is eager for war and blood, and greedy for glory. Can't forgive or forget, but he longs to end the cycle of regret. Born with blood in his eyes, born with blood in his eyes, born with blood in his eyes. This land without justice, I will bring it justice. The story of a family, the story of a family. This land without justice, family. I will bring it justice. If you're not a hero, if you're not a hero, the story of a family. If you're not a hero, the story of a family. This land without justice, family. I will bring it justice. If you're not a hero, this land without justice, I will bring it justice.
Okay, so that's it's early in the show, and I'm not seeing any comments so far. So just if you are commenting, I'm not seeing it yet. So hopefully, if you are commenting, that's great. Thanks. So most of the songs today are there's kind of two classes of song. One is things where I've done a demo of something, which was that previous song, although I did have my dear friend Rochelle singing the female part on that. those are generally rough, and I do them really quickly. They're not, it's not 10, 15 takes or, working on it for 6 months like Sting did. So they're really me capturing the spirit of the piece and the lyric and the melody and stuff like that. So sometimes there's some intonation problems and rhythm problems and things like that will be fixed later on. But what it does is it allows me to really get the sense of the piece and start to deal with that. And then there'll be a second group of songs which you'll be able to tell, which are further along in the process and more professionally recorded, and often with somebody else singing too, which is true sometimes. So that's early in the show, so it's really setting up a lot of stuff for us. One of the things, kind of how Gilas got on the radar of the leaders, of the communist leaders, was that he led a revolt at a university. I'm simplifying for sake of brevity, but let's just say he basically led this revolt that was a very big thing politically and got a lot of news coverage at the time, and was jailed for it. And the sort of all of the revolutionaries were put in the same prison, the same jail. And so they met each other and were able to, build real relationships that would have been a lot less likely at the time and in the geographic areas they were in. But since they were all put in this one prison, it basically made a really coherent movement. So the next song is him leading the students, and this is one of my son's favorite songs, but he's leading the students in revolt, and this is a pretty early draft of this song.
He started in a village among the crags and hills, a tribal land on a ridge of vengeance and strong will, forgotten by progress, oppressed by hate. But he saw success, that he could become great. We have a world to win, 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 we have a world to win. When he was just a student, he answered the call. Put aside what's prudent and give it your all. He fought for freedom, though it turned out wrong. Other men would be done, it made him be strong. I was born with blood on my eyes. Blood was my first word. We have a world to win. We have a world to win. Born with blood, we have a world to win. 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 I know there are lands where life is carefree. People work and lend hands and let others be. But not in Montenegro, repressed and bleak. Generations of tribal war beneath the black peak. We have a world to win. 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 If you freed him from this prison, if he was a new man, we blaze a world in his vision, bigger than now we can. Far better than today, a new society filled sacred dreams instead of blood and children's screams. I was born with blood on my eyes. What was my first word? First sound, first thought, born with blood on my eyes.
All the students, we have a world to win. 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 We have a world to win.
We have a world to win.
We have a world to win. We have a world to win. We have a world to win.
We have a world to win.
We have a world to win. We have a world to win. We have a world to win.
We have a world to win. First sound. First thought.
We have a world to win. So that's We Have a World to Win. So those are both from the musical Prisoner, The Prisoner. And, you know, one of the things about that is it was I received a grant from the Houston Arts Alliance to write that. And so it was performed by really fantastic cast here in Houston, years ago, almost a decade ago now. And, you know, so the next step for it is I'm kind of renotating all the music and reworking some of the songs. And we'll go to a recording and then to a production for that. And so that's, it's slow going with a full musical like that, but it's got some neat songs in it. It's got a wide range of songs. I know those have some similarities, but it's got some ballads in it, a lot of sort of funk jazz elements. You could kind of I think get a sense of that in the drums on that. Purposefully doing simple writing for that. So next, the next song is from Boy in the Boat, which is the musical set in and around Hurricane Harvey. Our neighborhood was devastated. If we were seeing the numbers from the damage of the Los Angeles fire, which you see right now, they're saying it's going to be in the $60 billion range. Well, just in our county alone, the damage was well in excess of $89 billion for Hurricane Harvey. So if you can kind of imagine water causing the same level of damage that fire does, that's how it was. And our specific house was spared, but our entire neighborhood was a lake, and our block was a river. And one of the things that I remember most from it, and we kind of fled the house on an inflatable boat. The current was so strong I couldn't row, so I ended up dragging the boat upstream with Thomas and our dog on it, which is kind of the ubiquitous image. So the one of the key things about it was that a couple of our local politicians and also meteorologists were really, it was one of these where we, unusually for Houston, didn't lose power. And so we were watching this nonstop as the water rose. And, so this first song is the character based on me, who's a dad and a husband, singing basically a love song to the county judge, who was the person on screen throughout the whole thing, doing a great job of reassuring us and balancing things and stuff. And one of the dynamics of the whole thing was that my wife actually was working for him, so she was not home during the thing. She was in the Office of Emergency Management. So this is the husband expressing his affection for the county judge. It's called Ed and Me.
No amount of getting ready leaves me feeling steady. It's all fear and anxiety. I'm a wreck, and all can do any work at home. Harvey's coming. I should have come. I was in a loop, living outside the loop. Then I heard his voice. I knew I'd made my choice. I listened to him, listened to him on the radio. I listened to him on the TV. I wonder how I got through it all before there was down, but I've left the ground completely. I'm flying on the inside, alone. Though you sound so near, because I hear your voice everywhere. Your voice is everywhere. I was in a loop, yeah, living outside the loop. And then I heard his voice. I knew I'd make my choice. Yes, I knew, yes, I knew, yes, I knew. I listened to him on the radio. I listened to him on the TV. I wonder how I got through it all before there was Ed and me. Ed and me. Before there was Ed and me.
All right. That's, to me, that's, I don't know. I'm really happy with how that's turned out. Obviously, those are live musicians on almost all the instruments, friends of mine that play on tracks for me, located all around the world, from Brazil to Portugal to London. That was Joe Bills on the lead vocal, and Claire Dove doing the backup vocals, which I laugh every time I hear the backup vocals. And if you listen to the horn parts on that, and there's some on some of the next couple of songs, if you listen to the horns, that's the insight into my soul. That's where my heart really comes through. So I'm having fun sharing that one with you. This next one is also from Boy in the Boat, which is it's a little different stylistically. This one is in progress. That other one is almost all the way done, just needs to be mixed. This one, I've got recording sessions over the next 2 weeks, but I thought I'm having enough fun with it where I thought I'd go ahead and share it with you today. So one of the big things from the whole experience was the response of both the first responders, including the National Guard and the Coast Guard and the fire. I mean, just a phenomenal effort by all of them, and then also the Cajun Navy. So this song is kind of a it's kind of a dance off between the first responders and the Cajun Navy. So it starts off with a civilian, a normal person, dealing with being able to swim in their front yard, and then pleading for the governor to send the National Guard and the Coast Guard. Obviously, I know that the governor doesn't send the Coast Guard, but it fit really well. So this is this song. So it's a picture a big ensemble number, and I'll sing along to kind of round it out. But it'll be a bunch of first responders all together. This is called "On Our Way."
On our way, gonna save you. Never seen this much water.
It's just my rough vocal.
Get the dog up on my shoulder. Governor, please deploy the Coast Guard. Leave behind the stuff of life, son. Tread water with an iPad. It's too hard. On our way, gonna save you. In our boats and big trucks. On our way,
Gonna save you. Don't matter where you're stuck.
row the boat, keep up hope. We're on our way, gonna save you. Hear the blades, drop the rope. We're on our way, gonna save you. Every inch of me is damp, wet. Each muscle in my body sore, getting hugs from Harvey to the backstroke, out the front door. Say goodbye to the way it is here. So wet now, can't take no more water. On our way,
Gonna save you in our boats and big trucks. On our way, gonna save you. Don't matter where you're stuck.
row the boat, keep up hope. We're
On our way, gonna save you.
Hear the blades, drop the rope. We're on our way, gonna save you. Oh, oh, row the boat. Drop the rope. Coast Guard's on our way. Oh, oh, on our way, gonna save you soon. Hold tight, we're on our way, gonna save you. In our boats and big trucks. On our way, gonna save you. Don't matter where you're stuck. Row the boat, keep up hope. We're on our way, gonna save you. Hear the blades, drop the rope. We're on our way, gonna save you. Drop the rope, row the boat. Keep up hope. We're on our way, we're on our way.
I do have a disco side too, clearly. That comes across at least once at every show. But that's a lot of fun. That's still just me singing. But I would have to give a shout out on that to both my drummer, but also especially Bruno, my bass player, because I never got to work with John Deacon, who is the bass player for Queen. He's one of my idols. But when I work with Bruno, I feel like I get to work with the spirit of John, who's still with us. So maybe I should send him a track. But the spirit of John Deacon is definitely alive and well in Brazil with my man Bruno. So all right, so this next one. We're already 30 minutes in. So this next one, that's that's Boy in the Boat. And as soon as these demos are done, that's going to be something that I'm going to be looking to investors for. That's something I want to produce here in Houston. So I'll be working on raising the money the rest of this year, with hopefully being able to do it at Match next year or something along those lines. So I'm excited about that. So the next musical is Rockstar Widow, and this happened. This came about because a friend referred a nonfiction author named Paulette Kranjak, who lives in New York, to me to help her. And I initially started by just having, some availability to answer questions and give some advice and things like that. But ended up doing a draft of the book of the musical, and I pretty much fell in love with the characters that came out of it. And so I've been working on this since during the pandemic, and I'm excited about it. And it's getting some really good response. I'm going to share a couple of songs that are kind of different songs in this. There's some really neat ones that I'll share on another one of these in the future. But I want to start with, one of the people dealing with grief is the lead character's son, Jacob. And he's, artistic and in his 20s and, really struggling to deal with the loss of his father, and also deal with, not necessarily getting along with his mom and all the things that come up with that. And so this is Jacob's song in response to the loss of his dad. Again, this is me, so there's some tuning things.
Why can't I be back at school? Why can't life be turning out? Why can't she leave me alone? Why can't she see this is bad? Why can't she understand? Why can't she just be my dad? Why can't she stop and hear me? Why can't she simply see me? Why can't she even try to see me and that everything is gonna hell? Why can't she stop dancing long enough to tell? Tell me I can live the life I dream of, but all you give is not what I need. I can hear his voice, so I try, don't see a choice that's not a lie. They say it's hard for the wife, but she already lived her life. I'm the one with no choice but to scream and scream with no voice. There's a real problem here to crack. How the F do I get my dad back? Why can't I turn back time? Why can't I make it stop? Why can't it have been me? Why can't she see how it is for me? It's bad, really bad, really, really bad, because I know I'll never get my dad back. Dad back. Get my dad back. Get my dad back. I'll never get my dad back. Get my dad back. Get my dad back.
Okay, so I'm just giving you a preview of that one. So there's more to that song, but maybe the only place on the internet that you can hear me rap. So that's fun. And then the next song is one of our characters singing to Shira. Shira is the widow of the Rockstar Widow title, and the idea of this is he's actually encouraging her to find a new way to grieve. At this point, it's very early in the show, and she's this actually song happens first before the other song, but she's actually stuck. She's stuck and doesn't see anything other than, oh, my life's over. And so this is the kind of mentor guide character singing to her and encouraging her to find a new way to grieve.
You on your toes to feel the sand and foam with a Ben or Ira or Steve. You won't find that to sleep at home. You gotta find a new way to grieve. You dream of a guy who cares, has rose petals up his sleeve. You're not on course, though it seems unfair. You gotta find a new way to grieve. Look yourself in the mirror, here, borrow mine. Are you dead or dying right there on the vine? A dozen years filled with ballroom dances and kisses on New Year's Eve. Will you take your chances? You gotta find a new way to grieve. Leave behind your fears, say goodbye to your past. Wipe away those tears and go off half-assed. You dream of a guy who cares, has rose petals up his sleeve. You're not on course, though it seems unfair. You gotta find a new way to grieve. Find a new way, find a new way. Find a new way, find a new way. Find a new way, find a new way.
And the full version of that has a big, Gene Kelly-esque dance sequence and ensemble singing, and we'll build it up nice and big. I love that show, and we're, as with the others, we're kind of recording demos with professional singers. Some surprising and neat singers are going to be on that, and then it'll be getting it to production at that point. So that's just a quick glimpse at that. It's a full-length musical. There are a lot of songs. So I just wanted to keep all of this at kind of a length that you could deal with. So I'm going to play 2 more songs, and these are kind of fun / funny songs. This first one is it's a very rough draft, so you're getting kind of a behind the scenes early picture of this one, and I try and write on a song or a whole song every day, and most of those don't go anywhere at all. But this particular day, which was just a couple of weeks ago, I was really inspired to write something about this idea, and I got it first as an Arthur Lawrence quote, but it may be older than that. But this idea that in the theater, you can't make a living, but you can make a killing.
My life is in the public domain. I can't afford the rights. A gripping story of hope and pain, broken up by sleepless nights. My life is in the theater. My life is all theater. You can't make a living, but you can. You can't make a living, but you can. You can't make a living, but you can make a killing. You can make a killing. You can make a killing. The time was dull, looked great, but then went down the drain. I looked to blame life and fate, trying hard to get off the train. My life is in the theater. My life is all theater. You can't make a living, but you can. You can't make a living, but you can. You can't make a living, but you can make a killing. You can make a killing. You can make a killing. Our lives are in the public eye. The spotlight shows us warts and all. Longing to connect, we try to fly before the inevitable fall. My life is in the theater. My life is all theater. You can't make a living, but you can. You can't make a living, but you can. You can't make a living, but you can make a killing. You can make a killing. You can make a killing. Our lives are all theater. 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 Our lives are all theater.
Okay, so that's You Can't Make a Killing, or You Can't Make a Living, but You Can Make a Killing. And then the last song is a song that I wrote actually quite a few years ago now, but just kind of getting it finished. And so this is called Outsider, and this is a song that the inspiration for came to me one morning while I was just sitting at a stoplight in front of Thomas's school. This is, when the Harvey hit, it wiped out his elementary school. So we were at a temporary school for a couple of years. And so sitting out in front of that school, having just dropped him off at a stoplight, this song came to me. And then I wrote it with a really, really talented singer-songwriter named Jess Best. So she did the song with me. And that's... I'm pretty sure I picked the version of it with her singing. So it's studio musicians and then Jess Best singing, and this is called Outsider.
Sitting at a stoplight, thinking about my whole life. It's filling up this empty car. The years are feeling far from everyone who loves me and everyone I wanna love. All the reasons not to call, try to forget it all, and still I'm outside every single day. What's the inside of anyway? I'm not trying to be anyone but me.
you to come find me. Yeah.
Yeah, I love that one. And obviously there's some balancing needs to be done so the vocal doesn't get lost. And probably re-record the vocal, but her demo vocal of it is just so much fun. It just warms my heart. One of my favorite songs that I've gotten to work on over the years. So those are both going to be on an album, which is still as unyet titled, untitled, something like that. Still not titled yet. Let's say it that way. As yet untitled album, but it'll be coming out later this spring with about at least 8 songs on it that I'm really happy with. There are 2 more that if I get happy with them, they'll be on there too. But you can hear again just like great horn work and really fantastic just tight rhythm section on that. Really a joy to work with everybody. And that's our webcast for today. So thanks for everybody that listened, that got online live or that listens to it later. Really enjoyed sharing it with you and figuring out the technology, or at least sharing it with you. I've enjoyed. And we'll do this again. With some additional songs. Maybe we'll focus on one musical at a time or something like that and go in a little deeper, but that'll be soon. Thanks again for watching. And my name's Richard Cari Ford, and live from Houston, Texas, sharing some of my music with you. Thanks for the opportunity to share with you. I hope it brought a little bit of smiles and fun and maybe even some joy to your day. That's why I write. So thanks a lot. And see you soon.